Good evening, family and friends in the United States. I am happy this evening because we are going to practice some Peruvian Sign Language. So after the 6 months that I've been here, most of you know that my job involves working with the sign language team. And so rather than write a blog out, which I've been sporadically doing for the last 6 months, I wanted to record one so that I could show you a little bit of what Peruvian Sign Language is, and then tell you a couple of stories about the adventures that I get to have with some of our kids. So we'll start with just a really basic. My name, this is the sign for what is your name, is Andres. I go by Andres here because AJ takes too long to explain, and Andrew is just difficult for Peruvians to pronounce. So my name is Andres, A-N-D-R-E-S. And in sign language, rather than having to spell out somebody's name every time you try to get their attention, you assign a short name, a short sign based on everybody's name. So my sign is this, based on the A, and the fact that in September I had a really flat, straight across haircut, the legacy of which will be following me the entire time I'm here in Peru. So everybody I work with, Erika, this is her sign. I work with Clara and Diego and Janina. So every person in that our group has their own unique sign, and it enables us to get their attention, call their name, tell somebody else to tap them on the shoulder, rather than having to spell out their name every time. So one of the cool things about Peruvian Sign Language is that it's not the same as American Sign Language. Since it's based on Spanish, there are some letters in the sign language alphabet that are not the same as there would be in the United States. So this is what we're going to practice tonight. I'm going to teach you guys the alphabet. So here it goes. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, double L, we don't have that in the United States, M, N, N, we don't have that either, O, P, Q, R, double R, S, T, U, V, W, X, Y, and Z. So hopefully, now that you know this is my name and you have the alphabet, you can put that together and figure out how to spell each of your names. So that's my challenge for the people who are reading or watching this, is that they can figure out how to sign their names. So now that you've learned just a little bit about what sign language is and what it looks like here, I wanted to share a couple of stories, because I think one of the best things about working with kids, especially working with kids like these, is you just have wonderful stories about the things that they do. So we have one of our little 6-year-old girls is Jocelyn. That's her sign. And Jocelyn lives out in the country, so she has to take a taxi to a bus station to take a bus to come to our class every Tuesday and Friday. And we're there all day. So she arrives there after that long travel, and we work all day, teaching her the colors, the alphabet, animals. We actually recently taught them how to count. And Jocelyn's favorite animal is a lion. This is a sign for lion. And she's so excited about lions that every time we try to teach her a new thing, the first guess is a lion. So it doesn't matter what it is. If it's the number 2, her first guess is a lion. And recently I had the weirdest argument I think I've ever had in Peruvian Sign Language with a 7-year-old about whether what we were looking at was a lion or was the color blue. Because she's stubborn, and she's really sure sometimes that other things should have that sign, that lion, that's a fun thing to do, and you shouldn't only be able to do that when you're looking at a picture of a lion. So she's really fun to work with. Back in September, my first day of class, I remember being terrified of working with this group of kids because she in particular spent the whole 2 hours throwing things at people, hitting me, crying, and just being a terror. And there's been a wonderful transformation. And for a long time, she would be able to handle learning some of the sign language in the classroom, but she never used it when we weren't making her practice it. She didn't really realize it was a language. And just today in class, I noticed a huge change that has happened in the last couple of weeks. And she's starting to incorporate sign language into asking for things, into communicating with her friends, into figuring out what it is she's supposed to do. And it's just wonderful to figure out that just in the space of a short couple months that this girl has gone from just completely terror who had very little ability to communicate to somebody who is calm and is learning and is discovering a facility in a new language. So those are just a couple of joyful moments that I wanted to share with you guys that I think it's not really fair that I'm the only one who gets to see that. So I wanted to share with you.